super excited to be here. Kevin from Oligarch invited Niche Fragrance Collector to come in and to film in the actual store. Now, one thing I want to point out, Oligarch have also been very generous, and they're giving all my subscribers 10% off on anything, either in store or online. So you can come on in, and I would recommend that you do come in. You can actually experience the store, you can experience, because we've got 3 in front of us, but at the end of the day, my gosh.
They've got to come in and check it out.
I think so.
All the brands that we've got.
I think so, I think so. All right, so, enough of me. Kevin.
With the occasions, we thought today that we'd start off with doing seasons. So how about we do an autumn and winter rundown. I did pick 3 from our store. We're going to start off with Javoy. And so they have their very, very big boutique in France. A lot of people go there to see their luxury niche collection of fragrances that they carry, except they've come out now with their own line. This is online. Most people describe the Javoy line as using the best patchouli in the world.
Right.
So some of their biggest fragrances are very, very heavy and rich in patchouli.
Right.
I thought I'd get one fragrance by Javoy called Incident Diplomatique.
Okay.
So let's try out this one.
Now, why this one in particular? What was it about Incident Diplomatique?
Thinking about occasion, because it's autumn and winter, generally people typically go with their freshies for spring, summer. And autumn and winter, sometimes people find it difficult to find a fragrance that really sticks on your skin. Right. Especially, well, here in Australia, we get weather that it can get quite windy and cold. And so many perfumes tend to blow off, maybe within 1 or 2 hours. I wanted to find fragrances for you that can really last, either like because of their use of like their woods or maybe their ouds. This one in particular, I went with the Incident Diplomatique because it uses more of a leather and spicy, like a warm, spicy, leathery accord. So that's kind of the fragrance that you'll get.
In the lead up to this, Kevin was kind enough to say, these are some of the fragrances we're going to be talking about. I was like salivating. I'm looking forward. Actually, you know what?
Now I've got cut or...
I'm going to put it on skin.
Yeah, I'm going to go cut.
All right, okay, cool.
And we can compare the difference?
All right. I'm always a big fan of spraying on skin. It gives you a much better representation of what...
That's right. Because you would know, like, you know, fragrances kind of tend to be a little bit different on everyone's skin.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And for me, for some reason, anything that's fresh aromatic goes very woody on me for some reason. Oh, wow. It kicks off beautifully.
What's your kind of opening reaction?
Oh, okay. So already, as Kevin mentioned, these are a winter or a recommendation for winter range. Already you're getting a nice warmth. Already that vetiver is kicking in. Yeah. I'm getting tobacco. Am I right? Or
see, I get some woody notes, kind of like tobacco as well. Right. But it's funny with sometimes when you check out the notes on these fragrances, sometimes you pick up things that they don't list it. I think maybe that there is tobacco in it, but it's not listed on their notes. Right. But I definitely get that as well. Now this is something that I would recommend.
It's very sexy, by the way.
It's honestly, you could go to the office and wear it. Yeah. It's not so overpowering where like your whole office would just smell like this, you know? Right.
All right, so some of the official notes on this baby are, it starts off with a mandarin orange, so it has a bit of a citrus sort of opening. Then it goes into, in the middle or the heart notes, to the Haitian vetiver and the Javanese vetiver. And then also has a bit of spice with nutmeg. And actually the spice does definitely come through. Then once it dries down, it goes into patchouli and the sandalwood. It should have a nice longevity to the actual fragrance. Yeah, actually it's settling down. Yeah. The smokiness that I was getting at the start has really come off. And that spiciness, and I think it might have been the nutmeg that was creating that spice, it's actually calmed down.
The great thing about niche perfumes is that you really get that development of notes. Yeah. So you're not just hit with the same thing, you know, throughout the life of it. This really, I think the Incident Diplomatique develops over 5-6 hours and you really won't get that rich smokiness. Not until maybe, let's say you spray it in the morning, you won't get it till the late afternoon.
What's the longevity? I haven't sprayed it, so I don't know. I can't say this personally, but...
Generally, I find most customers, their feedback to me is that they get 6 to 8 hours, depending on your, obviously each person's
good oils, good quality oils that's coming through. And pricing on this guy?
$239.
$239. That is awesome. As an opening, if you're new to niche, $239. Already, the complexity of this fragrance is definitely there.
For a winter pick, this I thought has to make the list.
This is beautiful. It's settled down nicely. All right, let's move on to the next one. What do you got?
The next one we have an absolute monster. This is from Xerjoff.
I love Xerjoff. I am a huge fan, and I love the complexity and the diversity of his brand.
Yeah.
I mean, most houses have like a DNA, like you mentioned before. Javoy likes to use
Yes.
the patchouli, whereas I find that Xerjoff he goes everywhere. He's got the oud.
That's right.
The oud range, and then he has the
That citrus kind of summer range.
and
Yeah.
so really, as a very complex brand, or a very complex house, you're going to find something in Xerjoff that you're going to enjoy.
Definitely, yeah. There's something for everyone. So this one I picked from their Oud Stars range.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so most of the collection, well, all the collection, they use ouds from different parts of the world.
Right.
Generally, most of them are from the Southeast Asian area.
Right.
So like Thai oud, Cambodian, Laos, that kind of area there. I chose Fars because for this one I find a winter fragrance. Yes, there are some guys that prefer that really rich, stinky kind of oud, but I thought something where I might choose something that's a bit more mass appealing.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit easier for everyone
Yeah.
to wear.
Yeah.
So this is Fars
Yep.
in their Oud Stars range.
I'm curious about this because, and I think I've said this before, my wife does not like oud.
She finds it too.
She finds it
Too strong?
a little bit strong.
Yeah.
And the truth is, one thing that I've also discovered is that some of the fragrance houses don't actually use a proper oud. They use a synthetic note.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in this case here, we're using proper oud.
With Xerjoff, I could guarantee that a house that big, everything that's proper oud, they travel to Cambodia, to the countries to get it. Yeah.
I'm curious to try it. I do want to try it on my skin, even though
Yeah.
my wife's going to kick me out of the house. And she can smell oud, or an oud fragrance, and she's like, "What are you wearing?"
See, with this one, with Fars, she might not. I think she'll find it quite pleasant.
Okay.
Because this oud is blended with florals.
Okay.
Yeah. If she likes that kind of sweet floral note,
Yeah, right.
she might like this one.
Okay.
So give that a try on you.
Actually, the floral's kicking in straight
Yeah.
away.
But
So
you
that-
don't get that stinky
No,
oud, right?
no, not
Exactly.
at all. Man, this is sexy. Man, this is surprising.
Yeah.
When you said oud, I was a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I do have to go home. And I do have to be let into the house.
Yeah.
This is nice. Actually, this is floral.
The opening of lavender really pops, right?
But I'm also getting rose.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
But you can see how it's much more mass appealing, much more easy to wear for everyone.
So I know that all fragrances, well, the truth is fragrances are unisex. If you like soft floral,
I agree.
as a man, wear soft.
Wear it.
Wear soft
Yeah, of
florals.
course.
As a woman, and I have some female friends who like strong leather,
Smoky.
you know. But she loves wearing it. Wear it, man.
Yeah, of course.
Now
Yeah.
this is easily a male or female fragrance.
Yeah, but you probably lean. It's got that sweetened touch to it, perhaps a bit more feminine.
It is. But I could wear this.
Definitely.
I would
Yeah,
comfortably.
definitely.
I love rose. I don't like soft florals, and I think that oud is giving it a little bit of an element that gives it a little bit more.
Kind of another layer to it.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
And the opening's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, the opening's a hook. All right, so some of the notes. Oh, sorry, you were going to say it before you go.
The dry down is when you kind of get that rich oud settle into it.
We're going to come back for the dry down because what we're smelling here is the opening notes, and I think it's only important because of they are complex fragrances, that we come back for the dry down, but we'll explain that in a second. All right, let me talk about these notes. The opening notes, we're getting an Italian bergamot, that French leather, like Kevin mentioned, and cade, so it does open very fresh. Then in the heart note, we're getting an Egyptian geranium, a jasmine absolute, and an atlas cedar. So again, those flowers are playing beautifully with this fragrance. Finally, when the fragrance dries down, we're getting a nice amber, some sandalwood, patchouli, that Haitian vetiver, and then finally the bouya from Laos.
How do you find the dry down on the Fars?
Well, it's actually, it's still in flowers for me.
Yeah.
So it's still, I'm getting those jasmine. I know I said rose, but so sometimes, officially they say, no, it's not in there, but your nose is going, my man, there's rose.
There's rose in there, yeah.
All right, let's go into the last one. What do we got here?
Now, the last one I picked is Talk by Boadicea de Victorious, the UK house. For me, just as big as Xerjoff. They're a huge house.
When I found out that these guys at Oligarch actually have Boadicea here in this country, it blew my brain. Because I've been reading about this brand. It is super unique. Now, one thing that I love about this, and I'm a big fan of this stuff, so it is really high quality oils that they use, and low production.
Yes.
So they're not about mass producing. And I've been saying this before, you know, mass produce in a factory, blah, blah. It's like, I don't know, the uniqueness of it fades away real fast.
That's right.
Whereas with this here, and I know they're all about conservation with sustainability,
yeah.
all those elements, which is pretty, I think a brand that's looking out for that is pretty awesome. Again, not cheap though. Yeah.
You kind of get what you pay for, right?
Correct.
This is one of the top tier in the more niche perfume world.
Actually, and one more. Only in exclusive, around the world, only in exclusive boutiques is this brand found. So like things like Harrods in London and things like that.
So we only just got
Oligarch
them.
has got it.
We just got them end of last year, so
Awesome.
end of 2020.
Awesome, man. Congratulations to you guys.
Thank you. And this is exclusive to Oligarch, so you can't get it anywhere else in Australia.
Man. Again, 10% off. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, let me spray this guy.
All right.
All right, you're doing cut. I'm doing here.
Yeah.
So right on my wrist. Boom. Okay, thank
All right.
you. Okay.
Now,
Oh,
initial
wow.
reaction to it.
Yeah, sweet, gourmandy. Oh no, but I'm getting something else now.
Opens quite sweet, yes. Quite kind of like a gourmand, which is an interesting pick for autumn winter because some people stay away from those sweet gourmands because they don't last. Now this one has more of like that woody, leathery dry down, but it's a beautiful sweetness if you miss that kind of smell during winter, right?
Actually, this is not a sickly gourmand. Sometimes gourmands can be very, very sweet, almost dessert-like. This is, well, so far it's not. This is very beautiful.
Yeah. There's some notes of like kind of you get that berries
Right, yes.
in the opening of it.
Actually, this would be an awesome fragrance for the office. So you could easily wear this. Yeah.
Very pleasant.
Very pleasant.
That's right. Yeah.
Very appealing.
People around you would
Actually,
love it.
in a meeting, if you go to a meeting, I think you'd instantly win. So if you've got a really difficult customer, you want to wear Torque. So this one's got quite a few beautiful opening notes on. We've got some nice fruits with raspberries, blackcurrant, orange, apple, bergamot. So it does start off very, very fruity and it instantly brings you into the fragrance. In those hot notes, we're looking at things like rose, saffron, cloves. It has jasmine and a little bit of pepper in there. In the base, we're looking at oud, vanilla, leather, amber, iris, cedar, sandalwood, musk, patchouli. My gosh, there's just a whole bunch of wonderful, wonderful notes in there.
So you can see this is one of the more complex fragrances where they layer it with a lot of notes. So you really don't get that rich oud, rich
No, not
leathery
at all.
notes, not for a long time.
Not at
Yeah.
all. Actually, I could walk into the house and my wife won't even.
She won't even pick up the oud.
No
Right,
way.
right.
If anything, I'm picking up again. I'm picking up those flowers. I'm picking up those.
More of the fruits.
100% the fruits.
Yeah.
Beautiful fragrances. All right, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to just cut to a dry down. Now, in real time, it's going to be probably about an hour. In your time, all right, so we've allowed some time to go past just so we can properly experience the actual dry down of each of these fragrances. Off the cuff, so
Starting with the Incident Diplomatique.
yeah, it's softened up.
Jovoy.
It's
Yeah.
softened up. So where it was very smoky,
Yeah.
a little bit on the spicy side, it's come down. It's a nice body fragrance.
That's
it's
right.
It's a nice. Actually, this one here, you could easily wear it at the office too.
Awesome.
For me, Fars, I'm still not getting that oud. Well, sorry. I'm getting the oud, but I'm not getting that sharpness that
Not
my
that typical stinky oud
no
that you might find.
No. This
Still
is
quite a sweet floral oud, right?
100%. So so this one here, I'll be curious to see what my wife says about this one. But as I guess a traditional oud, nice and soft.
Yeah.
And then
Talk by the Boadicea. Very complex.
I love this one. So if I had to walk away and if I had to make a call, I mean, all three are beautiful, don't get me wrong. And I think this is, again, you got to experience it. Yes, put it on cards so you get an idea. But if I was told that you're going to show me an oud fragrance, I would have said no. But by putting it on skin,
It's very different to
it's a
what you
whole different experience.
imagine.
But this one here, next level. This is beautiful. And I'm a bit of a sucker for gourmands.
Yeah.
I do like a nice gourmand. Actually, this is really, really beautiful.
Great gourmand for autumn winter fragrance because you typically don't find many gourmands in that season.
Thank you, Kevin. That was awesome. Next week, what do you want to talk about?
I want to take you guys through the top beast mode fragrances. Yeah?
That sounds like more oud.
You know what that means? Yeah, it's going to be rich, heavy ouds.
Sorry, yes. Yeah, all right. So we're going to do beast mode next week, guys. So again, we've got this whole store to take advantage of. So I'm looking forward to see what you come up with. If you found that these are intriguing, come into store, come and experience it for yourself. Kevin will definitely help you out. If you are online, then you can also check them out. Know that you can get 10% off any of the orders that you put through. So make sure you look at our description, and we'll put it up on the screen there so you can see what the code is. Thanks everyone, we'll see you next week.
Thanks guys, see ya.